think that you guys need to project your voices, you know, like,
Hello, Trish.
oh, hello, Brenda. Try not the accent. Hey friends, welcome back to everybody except for people who take their kids into a salon and they're like, he just needs a little boy cut. Yeah. No other information will be given. You just need to know what I want based on that description. So welcome back to Makeup and Movies, your favorite series on the internet that you never know when is coming. I could not be more excited about today's episode, if you can't tell by how hard I went to get ready for it. Today we're going to talk about Spice World. Not to be confused with Spice World, where we do everything for the love of flavor. No, we're talking about the 1997 film Spice World starring the Spice Girls. Do you remember them? I want to share with you guys today why you may think this movie sucks, but it's actually a genius piece of cinematic art. So do you guys remember the days when movies were critiqued by Siskel and Ebert? Do you remember Siskel and Ebert? Like you'd see a movie preview and it would say, Siskel and Ebert give it 2 thumbs up. They were just these two dudes, these two film critics, and they were basically the messiahs of film critiquing. Like if they said a movie was good, that was gospel to the world. Well, Roger Ebert, he watched Spice World and he gave the film, hold on, let me read this so I don't get it wrong. He gave the film 1/2 of a star and listed Spice World as one of his most hated films, saying, and I quote, "The Spice Girls are easier to tell apart than the Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that is a small consolation. What can you say about 5 women whose principal distinguishing characteristic is that they have different names?" Well, Bobby, the joke's on you, okay? You literally didn't get the joke because this film is a parody. It was designed to be a spoof, which is kind of obvious. I think I even recognized that as a kid. I was like, oh, okay, they're joking. They don't actually have little alien fans that would come down from outer space and like try to grab Scary Spice's boob.
Oh my God!
But it turns out as an adult, it's even more clever and spoofy. There's little Easter eggs everywhere. It's genius. It's a masterpiece. Am I still going to make fun of it today? You betcha. So, put on your platform tennies and turn on the telly. Let's talk about Spice World. Let's go.
Hey babe, wake up. The guys are coming over in like 30 minutes.
Why?
I just invited them over for dinner.
Okay. Well, can we order a pizza?
No, let's just make it ourselves.
I can't cook anything in 30 minutes.
Are you kidding? We got HelloFresh.
Yeah, but doesn't that take forever?
Nah, takes 30 minutes or less.
When did you even sign up for this?
Oh, I got it the other day, actually. It's nice because they make more than just dinner stuff. You know, they got breakfast add-ons and dessert and seasonal snacks. You know this is gonna be good. They got more 5-star reviews than any other meal kit.
Are you gonna help me?
Nah, babe. I mean, HelloFresh makes it easy just for one person. Plus, not to mention, each recipe comes with an easy-to-follow recipe card.
Well, okay, but this is gonna make a big mess, right? Like, I'm gonna need help cleaning it up.
No, babe. They got those pre-portioned ingredients. That means less wasted food and minimal cleanup.
What about you? Are you gonna help me?
Man, this is good. You guys just invited us over 30 minutes ago. How did you make all this?
Yeah, man, we whipped this up in like 30 minutes. No big deal. We used HelloFresh.
Yeah, how can I get HelloFresh?
Actually, you can go to HelloFresh.com and use code JamieSaid16 at checkout for up to 16 free meals plus 3 free gifts. Again, that's HelloFresh.com and use code JamieSaid16 at checkout for up to 16 free meals plus 3 surprise gifts. HelloFresh, for when your spouse is kind of a bum.
Thanks, HelloFresh, for sponsoring today's video.
Hey friends, we're back. Okay, so before we start, everybody pick who you're gonna be. I'm obviously gonna be Baby Spice. Which is ironic because actually I loved Sporty Spice the most. I even wrote about it in my Spice Girls diary. Did you guys forget about this? Well, let me bless you with a passage. The first passage, Saturday, June 20th, 1998. Dear diary, I am 9 years old and today is my birthday. I am at my cousin's. My mom brought me here because we're moving in like 2 or 3 days and we got new bunk beds that are different colors. Bye. Wait a sec, I spelled colors with a U. Like I was from the UK. Which is fitting, isn't it? Because it's a Spice Girls diary. So the opening scene is a performance of that song, Too Much, you know? Too much of nothing is love. Such a good song. I mean, I have no idea what it's about, but I loved it as an 8-year-old. If I remember correctly, Sporty Spice, who is my fave, hits an insanely high note. I think that was why I liked Sporty so much. She was my favorite vocalist, but also she had all those weird mouth movements.
Well done, girls. Excellent performance.
What are you talking about? You weren't even watching Clifford.
So right off the bat, we meet a ton of characters, like in the first 3 minutes of the movie. So this is Clifford, he plays the Spice Girls manager. And this is his assistant, Deborah, not to be confused with other Deborah. Lo and behold, Sir Elton John is there. There's a ton of celebrity cameos in this movie. I thought they did that to like drive sales, kind of like the Lou Pearlman long shot fiasco. But it turns out a lot of celebrities wanted to be in this movie because the Spice Girls were insanely popular at the time. A lot of them had kids that were fans of the Spice Girls. According to IMDb, Gary Oldman wanted to be in this video. His kids were huge Spice Girls fans, but he couldn't be in the movie because of scheduling. Gary Oldman, as in Commissioner Gordon. Alan Cumming is also here. We know and love him from Burlesque. Alan Cumming's character is making a documentary about the Spice Girls.
And today, I'm spending the first of 5 days with the Spice Girls.
So that's one of like 600 side plots in this movie. He's always around with his film crew, trying to capture like organic footage of the Spice Girls, but he always like fails or messes up in some way. So they leave their performance, they get on their tour bus, and oh my god, I forgot how amazing this tour bus was. It was magical.
Hands off my fluffy toy.
Hands off my fluffy toys. As if these grown women are just gonna be pining for your stuffed elephant. Or wait, what is it?
I don't believe star signs.
Your stuffed bumblebee.
Don't touch my wardrobe.
The script has them really always playing into their respective personas. I guess it was just kind of part of the director's way of spoofing. They were like making fun of themselves, which is genius. Look at this. Baby's little section looks like it's straight out of a Blippi video. Look at this door. Look at the slide. Did they want us to believe that these 20-something-year-old women were gonna be sliding down that 3-foot-long slide? I mean, I would, but that's not the point, is it? Oh, hey, look, it's Meatloaf. Meatloaf! Meatloaf is their bus driver for some reason. For those of you who are too young to know who Meatloaf is, have you ever heard that song that's like, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. But you never find out what that actually is. That's who Meatloaf is. Anyway, I digress. So Scary is yelling at Jerry about her boots. She's like, my boots, Jerry, you're wearing my boots. And then it turns into a pillow fight. Hey, how did that pillow turn from orange to purple like mid-throw? Just curious.
Next Saturday, 8 o'clock, for the first time ever, the Spice Girls are going to perform live for the very first time here at the Albert Hall.
It's going to be broadcast live throughout the whole world.
The whole world. How many countries are we talking about?
Millions, and maybe even more.
Wrong, because there's only 195 countries, so school. Okay, friends, so enter side plot number 2 of like 86. We meet these 2 super annoying characters. These guys are like film producers. They don't have names, but they, like I said, they're film producers or like Hollywood writers, and they want to make a movie about the Spice Girls, and they are constantly pitching it to Clifford, the manager. So we have 2 groups of dudes who want to make a movie about the Spice Girls throughout this movie. One is a documentary, one has like an actual absurd plot.
The girls play 5 sisters whose parents disappeared during the January Harrods sale.
So cut over to the girls' manager, Clifford. He is just so stressed out. He's trying to like manage the girls' schedule, you know, and it's a busy schedule. They got a ton of stuff going on. They got rehearsals, they got press tours, they got competition winners. And also he often has to answer to his boss, the chief.
Yes, Chief.
How are the girls, Clifford?
Side plot number 3. The Chief is played by Roger Moore, like as in James Bond, Roger Moore. Chief is probably my favorite character in this film because he always drops these life-changing, inspirational one-liners on us.
The headless chicken can only know where he has been. Without sacrifice, there is no success. When the rabbit of chaos is pursued by the ferret of disorder through the fields of animals, leave the pigeons alone.
And he always has some sort of cute animal on his lap. Cat, bunny, Piggy. Lamb. He doesn't have a lamb.
The drummer, who is without sticks, has no backbeat.
What did he say?
I haven't a clue.
Neither do we. But that's why we love Chief. Right, girls?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm giving you everything, all that joy can bring.
Do you guys remember that song? It was such a good song. In fact, it was so good that my sister and I made our own music video to that song at Six Flags St. Louis. And I literally mimicked I mimicked Sporty Spice's move during this specific scene because I thought it was so cool. Anyway, enter side plot number 4 of 600, Nicola.
No, please, let's keep the momentum going now, please.
So Nicola is the Spice Girls' best friend who's pregnant, and they literally obsess over throughout the whole movie and constantly drop everything that they're doing to go obsess over her and talk about how great of a friend she is and rub her belly. So this movie is very unique in that it's full of these kind of bizarre little cutaways. Sometimes they're like dream sequences, sometimes they're flashbacks, and sometimes they're just like daydreams, like these very negative daydreams that the Spice Girls have of becoming irrelevant. Or there's one where Baby Spice is like getting accused of murder.
The murderer is Father Conan Murphy!
Which apparently was a spoof on an Agatha Christie novel. Weird Easter egg, but also genius. But anyway, this little cutaway in particular, I always liked as a kid.
Just wait till you lot start having kids.
How my Gloria gets her clothes so dirty, I'll never know.
My poor back.
I don't know how you can have any more of them kids. You got 6 already, haven't you?
Thank God for boarding school. Well, I'll tell he goes to me.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Why did all the other Spice Girls get to be cute in their future daydream and Sporty had to be a sweaty? Look at this jacket. Like, part of me feels like it goes insanely hard and the other part of me feels like it's the worst thing I've ever seen. I can't decide.
Kids today, they don't know how lucky they are.
Okay, first of all, this leaf on Jerry's, I don't know what is it an apron? Weird placement. Second of all, this always confused me as a kid. Are they implying that their children are upstairs, their children, Brucey and Demi, are upstairs listening to the Spice Girls music? But they don't like it? They think it's racket? Some stuff confuses me in this movie.
To have an extremely live gig on Saturday.
All right, we're coming.
We were busy having a friendship. They just overkill the friendship with Nicola in this movie. Just be prepared.
Friendship. Friendship. I haven't got time for our friends anymore.
Like Nicola.
All right, friends, on that note, we have to take a short break. And when we come back, we get yet another side plot. See you there. Hey guys, we're back with Kevin McMaxford.
Me, Kevin McMaxford!
So Kevin McMaxford is the owner of a newspaper. By the way, this is side plot. I've lost count at what side plot number this is. This guy is the owner of a newspaper, and his main goal in life is basically to like make the Spice Girls look bad. He wants to catch them doing anything wrong so that he can put it on the cover of his paper and sell more copies. Basically, like today's equivalent of YouTube drama channels. Just kidding.
I mean, who cares if the Spice Girls climb to the top of Mount Everest on an ostrich? Or if they find a cure for deja vu?
Not me.
Or if they find a cure for deja vu?
Not me.
See, that's genius. And you know why? Because it makes you go, wait, what? Just little random fun things throughout this movie that the director placed.
I can bring them down! Yes! Who's gonna help me, Brad?
I'll find someone. I just wish you wouldn't get so upset.
It's funny. I literally do this technique all the time to convey an emotion, just with a smaller budget, with a $9 budget. All right, so we cut over to those annoying movie producers. They're pitching another terrible idea to Clifford, and who are those other guys reflected in Clifford's glasses? See, why did 90s movies insist on this? They would put these mirrored glasses on the actors and not realize that you could see crew members and camera equipment and stuff. Remember Cool as Ice? Uh-oh, fun scene alert. So the girls are doing a photo shoot. By the way, this was a real photo shoot, I guess, because I had this poster right next to this. During this photo shoot, the girls are just kind of lamenting about how they're so sick of being stereotyped. So they decide that they're gonna go do their own thing.
Let's go do our own thing.
And by their own thing, I mean they dress up as each other, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. So Ginger dresses up as sporty, Baby dresses up as scary. You get it. And my 8-year-old self was dying over this scene. I was like, "Dear diary, today I watched Spice World and the girls switched places during the photo shoot. It was so funny. Ginger even dressed up as Sporty Spice and made funny noises." By the way, this is literally Adele. As in Adele. I used a picture of her bedroom from when she was a kid.
Yes! I got just the man for the job. He did the Fergie toe-sucking pictures.
You got the Teletubbies taking a poo.
I'm sorry, what's good? Fergie toe sucking?
Fergie toe-sucking pictures.
Did Fergie exist back then? I mean, that's who I would hire, honestly.
You got the Teletubbies taking a poo.
Any photographer who can somehow get a shot of the Teletubbies taking a poop is clearly very talented. So the point of this scene, obviously, is that they hired this photographer, this super sketchy photographer, who feels that he's gonna be able to like stalk the girls and catch them doing bad things.
8:55. You in the lift, picking your nose. Another bogey breakfast. He's good. You again, behind the bike sheds with Eileen Winters when you were 12.
He's very good. He's gone.
That was funny. In fact, it was so funny that I wish I had been in this scene.
Sounds great, but where the hell is this guy?
Here I am.
How do we know you're any good, pal?
Here's a picture of you trying to steal your mother's bra. Another Victoria's Secrets.
He's good.
And that there's a picture of me holding my favourite movie. Just for fun.
He's very good. He's gone.
So this next scene is not hugely relevant. The girls have to go to a press party, I guess, to, I don't know, mingle with people.
Do you know him?
Make connections, network, promote their upcoming tour at Albert Hall, which by the way is like everything that this movie is leading up to is this big show at Albert Hall. There's two reasons I'm including this scene. One is because Trish Tickleback was in this scene.
I just really think that you guys need to project your voices, you know, like,
Hello, Trish.
oh, hello, Brenda. Try not the accent.
Been talking to a Spice Girl.
Oh, is it the posh one? Where is she? Yes, I have actually some singing advice for her too. Tell her you need vibrato when you sing, like like that.
So weird that she did this. I didn't even know she was alive back then. And the other reason is that our sneaky photographer friend is there. He is hiding in the fruit tray. He was able to, I guess the night before, fashion a costume that you could put a fruit tray on top of, and he must have cut a human-sized hole in the table so that he could hide under it and, you know, pop out from under the fruit tray. Peekaboo! And anyway, he catches Ginger Spice making this harmless joke that he then is able to twist, put on the cover of a magazine, and get people up in arms and offended.
But you do like boys, don't you, Jerry?
Come on, is the Pope a Catholic?
Apparently he is, yes.
Again, a commentary, if you will, on how the media can twist things.
Church leaders have reacted with shock. The Spice Girls have cast doubt on the religious conviction of the Pope.
That's more like it.
Who does your hair, Kevin?
Of course the Pope's a Catholic, otherwise he wouldn't have been invited to become Pope, would he?
So one night after a super weird performance in Italy, Meatloaf is driving the girls home, but they have to go to the bathroom again.
Girls need to go to the bathroom. Again.
And guys, wouldn't you know it, every single toilet on the tour bus broke at the same time.
I don't understand how all the toilets can break down at the same time. Fix them!
I love these girls, and I'll do anything for them, but I won't do that.
There it is, friends. We finally know what that is from that Meatloaf song. It's fixing the Spice Girls tour bus toilets.
But I won't do that.
I love how far over my head that joke went as an 8-year-old, and now as an adult, I find it hilarious. So many Easter eggs. So guys, the girls are trekking through the woods looking for a spot to pee when they hear a strange sound.
Oh, pack it in now. It wasn't me.
I literally used to say that to people in 5th grade when they would fart during sit-ups in gym class because of this movie. So it turns out it wasn't Mel, it was aliens with a Z. I love how Victoria's she's really getting blown away. So anyway, these straight up aliens come down.
What do you want with us?
They walk up to the girls, they sexually harass Scary. Turns out they're huge fans of the Spice Girls, and the Spice Girls can somehow understand the aliens.
Yeah. I'm really sorry, but they're all sold out. Is that 3 or 4 Ks?
I love how when Ginger goes to kiss the alien, you can literally see the rubber mask like cave in. I guess they just didn't have the budget, you know, for good alien costumes. Nor did they have the common sense to not put this scene in the movie. Like honestly, why was this scene in there? There's Easter eggs throughout this movie, but there's no underlying meaning. It's just stupid.
They had these little squidgy faces. Yeah, and really cheap green coats.
As if that's what was noteworthy about getting ambushed by alien fans in the woods. Was their really cheap green coats. Raise your hand if you hated this scene as a kid and always wanted to fast forward it.
Now hear this. Now hear this. You are about to enter dance camp.
Yeah, so meet Mr. Stepp, their instructor at dance camp. Dance comp. I guess this is the point in their career where they suddenly need dance lessons. So the dance camp scene is super weird. You think it's gonna be dance comp, but then it turns into this weird military-esque obstacle course, complete with chanting.
We know how we got this far, strength and courage in a wonder bra.
Disappearing tires, Mel B running past the tube portion of the course, but then when the camera cuts, she's crawling through it. So I guess after dance camp is over, they have to stay the night at Mr. Stepp's house, who lives in this gigantic, old, creepy looking mansion. The choreography business must have been very lucrative in the 90s. The girls are all in bed at Mr. Stepp's mansion. They're all hearing creepy noises. So they think that the house is haunted, but it's not actually haunted, is it? No, it's a photographer. It's that dodgy photographer. He comes out of the toilet. Turns out he's so good that he can even like squeeze himself through toilet pipes.
A big, very old, haunted, big old house.
But why are you there though? Why are you staying the night with the choreographer? Is that what girl groups or boy bands do in the UK? Has One Direction done this? What about The Wanted? Do you guys remember them? Neither do I. So anyway, they're sitting there, they're all kind of expressing their fears and like nightmares they've had and all their stresses about their upcoming show at Albert Hall. And Sketchy McGee is under the bed just eavesdropping and recording. And then of course, their conversation ends up on the cover of Kevin McMaxford's newspaper. And nobody questions how this information wound up on the cover of the newspaper. 0 out of the 5 girls are like, we said that in bed during a sleepover. So someone must have literally broke and entered through the toilet to get that information. Nobody says that. I like the other newspaper article. Sacked for going to see his baby born. Look at this guy, he got sacked. Duh, dude, you should know.
Babies are allowed to be overdue. You're not.
The next morning, the girls are chilling in this beautiful gazebo. Then Clifford comes and kind of like dampens the mood.
Look at that! Look at that! More stories! More evil harpoons from the press!
Just chill out. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, Clifford, what's wrong with you? Who cares if a creepy man literally snuck into our bedroom through the toilet and eavesdropped on our conversation? It's not even dodgy. Anyway, Clifford loses his mind, he runs away, and that's the end of that scene. And on that note, kids, we have to take another short break, and when we come back, some kids fall off a boat. Don't miss it. Excuse me, Deborah, but don't you mean competition winners? These 2 little girls win this insane contest, which is they win a trip around London with the Spice Girls. And I remember watching this as a kid and just thinking that the girls didn't seem grateful or excited enough for me. Like, I would have been absolutely losing my mind to be in the same room as the Spice Girls, and they're just like, oh yeah, we get to hang out with the Spice Girls, no big deal. Well, anyway, Scary gets this wild hair, and she's like, all right, when I say go, we go.
When I say go, we go.
So they go! They straight up hijack this boat, which this boat guy like doesn't seem to mind. And this was the first time I'd ever heard this Lollipop song, and I thought it was like the funnest song in the world.
Spice Girls at sea.
And then they all like almost die.
Do you realize what'll happen if any of this ever gets out?
Well, Clifford, I hate to burst your bubble, but not only can the sketchy photographer slither through toilet pipes, he can also get into full scuba gear in about 3.5 seconds, which is about, I would say, how long it took for them to get off the bus and hijack the boat. And of course, he caught the entire thing on camera and publishes it in the paper. So now in addition to Pope shock, there's boat drama, which are two things you never want stamped on your career. Well, Clifford is just beside himself, obviously. He's yelling at the girls. He's like, there's tons of people working their butts off for you.
There are people everywhere working their butts off for you.
Can you leave my butt out of this?
My bum.
Butts and bums.
It was really good writing. And Ginger's all like, there are more important things in this multi-million-dollar production.
Like what?
Like self-respect.
Are you referring to almost killing your competition winners as self-respect? Because no. Kevin McMaxford, he's excited again.
Something happened to my face.
I think you're smiling.
I want to know how much they paid him for this role. So all the Spice Girls like go home to cry. Ginger has a very interesting book collection. Baby has this bottle on her sink and I want to know what it says so bad. What I see is Emma's Bryce Shamrock, which has to be wrong. Someone tell me what it says. Only one or two people though, please. So they all decide that they should kidnap Nicola, take her out, and go really mental.
Why don't we take her out tonight?
Yeah, and go really mental.
Yeah!
They just love their friend Nicola so much that they want to spend as much time with her as they can, like before her baby comes. So they go kidnap her, they take her to a club, and then they all dance with each other on the dance floor and they leave Nicola up by herself on the balcony. Well guys, suddenly Nicola's water breaks. They rush her outside and I never realized that Mel C just like jacks this guy's cell phone to call an ambulance and he literally doesn't care at all. He's like, oh, Spice Girl stole my phone, no big deal, I'm gonna keep drinking out of this neon cup. But anyway, that was pointless because they don't have time for an ambulance. They gotta call Dennis, aka Meatloaf. Meatloaf! To drive him to the hospital. I guess Dennis is just on call. He's ready to drive the girls anywhere, even at 2 a.m. He's just like, yeah, I would do anything for the Spice Girls. Sorry. So Ginger Spice, she feels equipped. She knows how to deliver a baby.
Stay up there. We're not ready for you yet.
And Sporty is just so annoyed by this. Sporty is actually super annoyed by literally everything Ginger does throughout the whole movie. And it kind of bothers me. It seems like a toxic friendship. Perhaps that's why Ginger Spice ended up quitting the band 5 months after the release of this movie. Alright guys, so it's time for their big gig at Albert Hall. The climax that this movie has been leading up to, okay? The problem is they won't leave Nicola's side. And I don't know, maybe I'm not a good friend, but I feel like if I were a literal famous person and thousands of people had paid money to come see my show, I would be like, hey, Nicola, look, I really, really love you. I've got you here. I'm gonna go do my performance. Come back, right? Do you need to be there for the pushing? I don't know. Again, maybe I'm not a good friend. But I also feel like if I were Nicola, I would be like, hey, look, no, you're fine. You're literal famous people. You can come back after the baby's born. It's all good, right? Perhaps I don't know anything about friendship and commitment.
Look, the world can wait. This is more important. It's about friendship and commitment, but you would know about that.
Yes, I do know. She hung up on me. So anyway, the baby finally comes out miraculously clean. Baby Spice, like, isn't really sure what it is.
It's a beetroot!
Yeah, that's what it is. Meanwhile, the film producers are pitching yet another terrible idea to Clifford.
It's his character's one defining moment. There isn't a dry seat in the house.
I'm wet already.
Gross. So guys, it's a race to get to the concert, but oh no! Meatloaf isn't there to drive him. He's sleeping on the side of the road.
My bus!
Anyway, back to the race against time. This scene is kind of unclear to me whether the director wanted us to think like this was really happening or if this is just a reenactment of the movie that the producer is pitching to Clifford. I can't really tell, but all that matters is this amazingly realistic scene of the bus jumping a bridge. That just kills me because you can tell very obviously that it was like a little miniature, like tech deck size model of the bus. Clifford's feeling it, but then he's not.
And they burst through that door right there. You lied to me. Huh?
Hold on.
See what I mean? Did he think this was like a real-time narration? I don't know what they were going for there. So the girls finally make it to Albert Hall. They get to their dressing room. Everybody's happy. They get ready in record speed. They get out on stage and they perform their greatest song ever, in my opinion, Spice Up Your Life. The competition winners are there. Meatloaf's there. I don't know how Meatloaf got there, but he's there. Meatloaf! Alan Cumming's there. He's rocking a belly shirt. He's like, yas, this calls for bearing my midriff. Chief is even dancing. That's the best scene in this whole movie. Nicola and the baby and the nurse are dancing. That poor baby's like, I don't want to spice up my life. The aliens! That's what I forgot. The aliens are even dancing. They get channels from Earth. They have good reception. And then the song ends. And sporty. I just don't know about that pose. I don't even know if I could do that. Nothing says spice up your life like this. I need a chiropractor after that. So the movie ends, however, we get a fun little Lou Pearlman-esque twist during the ending credits. The ending credits kind of depict this sort of behind the scenes thing, and it shows them making or talking about making the movie that we just watched, directed by the guy who played the film producer.
They want me to play their road manager.
Can I speak to you about our characters, please? I don't want to be on an exercise bike all the time.
Do you get it? So the film that the annoying producers wrote is the film that we just watched, which is some next level Inception-y shenanigans. And that is why this movie is not only amazing because of the Spice Girls and that they make fun of themselves and it's full of Easter egg, but that little twist at the end, freaking chef's kiss. Pure gene. Whew, I'm exhausted. Let's talk about the budget. The budget for this film was $25 million. Opening weekend, it grossed $10,527,222. And the gross worldwide budget was $29,342,592. So they made some money, but somebody told me in one of my maybe my last movie review, the income is not considered successful unless they double the profit. And I don't think in the whole time I've been doing this series that I've seen any film double its profits. I'm probably wrong though. Again, Roger Ebert, old Bobby Ebe, coming through with the meanest review ever. I read you half of it, but I want to read you the other half. He compared it to A Hard Day's Night from 1964, which I guess was a movie that the Beatles did. And he stated, "The huge difference, of course, is that the Beatles were talented. While, let's face it, the Spice Girls could be duplicated by any 5 women under the age of 30 standing in line at Dunkin' Donuts." But I disagree with you, Bobby. I think all the Spice Girls are talented. They all had that it factor. Everybody had a favorite, you know? There wasn't a leader, which I really liked. There was no one girl that kind of took center stage, like with Fifth Harmony. There was Camila, who everyone seemed to gravitate towards. NSYNC had Justin. Backstreet Boys had Nick. I can't think of any other bands like that right now, but there's always a leader. This review is from an IMDb user named Leo Fuendraca. It is entitled As Bad as It Gets. Undoubtedly one of the worst British films ever made, Spice World is nothing more than a lame, tacked together vanity project for a girl group thankfully long forgotten. First of all, nobody here has forgotten about the Spice Girls, okay? There's a reason I still have this 20 years later. So that's it for me today, friends. What a blast. What a weird, crazy, zany, twisty, Easter eggy, pure genius flick. I gotta go. I've been filming this for way too long. Everything has gone wrong. Let me know in the comments below what other flicks you want to see. Any fun facts you know about this film. As always, all of the products I used today will be linked in the description box down below, including this very 2000s dress. Look at this. And that's it. I gotta go write my Spice Girls diary. Love you guys. Girl power.
Equalization between the sexes.
To know this girl's got class. Why do I still know that? So what's kind of fun about that photo shoot scene, the girls dressed up as people that they sang about in Lady is a Vamp. Norma Jean, Sandy Danny, Summer Love, Ladies Divas, the Moon Above. Easter egg. So I loved that song as a kid, and I remember wondering why it wasn't on any of their albums, so I looked it up and it turns out it's not their song. It's a song by a guy named Gary Glitter, who was very famous in the 80s. And I was like, he sounds fun, so I looked him up and I was like, yes, fabulous. I'm getting Bowie vibes. Like everything was working for me for this guy. And then it turned out that he like got arrested on child charges shortly after they filmed his cameo in this movie, and they had to cut it, obviously. I learned so much when I was researching this film.
Even if I have to round up 4 friends and personally dress up as Victoria.
I would literally pay to see that.
Did you know that the largest fish in the world is the manta ray?
And false, it is the whale shark. School. Oh yeah, why is Elvis Costello the bartender? Why is Siri...
Okay, I found this on the web for Easter egg pure genius flick.
My root spray mixed into my foundation, and I look like a dirt ball. According to IMDb, this guy's name is just film producer. They couldn't even name him. So one time when I was like, I don't know, 10, I was making pudding and I was whisking it in a bowl and I walked into the living room where my sister was and I said that line. I was like, I don't know how I can have any more of them kids. You got 6 already, haven't you? And my sister goes, Spice Girls? She knew. That's how much we watched this movie. Bloody hell. Jack Nicholson's here, guys. He's back. If you point that camera at my kid's face again.
Man, good.
Wait.
Channing wasn't eating.
Channing wasn't eating.
I thought he was just on him.
No, it's both you guys.
Sorry.
Action.
Man, it's good. You guys just invited over 30 minutes ago.
A little bit more clear.
Yeah, a little bit less of a bio. Okay, action.
What's wrong?
Yeah, it's like I just want you to be a little bit more manly.
Here I am. Oh yeah, I didn't talk like a man. Let's take this photo so I can get this beard off.